Hi class, this week's about instructional design in distance education courses. Instructional design is just that, the design of instruction. Usually it's a systematic process. Usually you have people that have roles in that process. There are instructional designers from PK through adult learning in different fashions. As a matter of fact, the University of Nebraska has instructional designers stationed in most colleges. Those folks typically work with IT folks, with faculty, with some of our educational researchers to best design and help faculty design instruction. I worked as an instructional designer, as a team lead manager at the University of Kansas for about 5 years, and I'd work in doing faculty development, faculty teaching improvement. A lot of the work that I did was in conjunction with technologies. Learning technologies. So this week is all about the design of instruction for distance education courses. We'll introduce some instructional design process to help frame what you're going to do for the final project in this course, which is your course online course module. So we're going to set up and introduce to you some modules on and content on those different instructional design process. Obviously, there are hundreds of these out there. I'm biased to a few, and you'll notice in the page where it essentially has our information on instructional design, the week 4 instructional design, that I have a few listed there for you to read and learn about, and the ones that I think are very helpful from a design perspective. Remember, most of the design is done as a part of a team. In this class, you're going to be sort of working alone. You won't be working with a team of faculty, so you're going to serve both instructional designer, instructor, and maybe even consultant role all to yourself. So I do want you to be thinking in instructional design mode, because that's going to help you design the best possible course modules. So we also have a guest lecturer that I taped this a couple years ago with Dr. Susan Zavacek. Dr. Zavacek is at the University of Denver and is actually a vice provost for their distance education learning. And so Dr. Zavacek is a great person to talk to about distance ed and instructional design. She's had years of leading instructional design teams. And so we're taking her perspective there for that course on instructional design for our course. So a very interesting week, to me a very important week in terms of getting the concepts of good design and the process of designing course instruction and what goes into that. So that's what we're going to be covering this week, and hopefully this will give us a good foundation for going forward in this course, thinking about how we put the different elements, starting with the next few weeks here in developing and designing your course site. You'll also be reaching out to a buddy in the course. I want you to find somebody to reach out to, somebody maybe you've already talked to already, somebody you connect to. If you do have trouble finding a course buddy, let me know. I suggest groups of 2, but I have had students do groups of 3. And if somebody's having trouble finding a course buddy, I will pair you up. Anyway, let me know if you have any questions, like all the weeks. I hope you really enjoy this week. It's one that is pretty true and near and dear to my heart. If you have any questions, don't be afraid to reach out to me. Thanks.